So, hello. How are we all doing today? It's nice and well. It's sunny, but it's not stupidly hot. Much better. Now, of course, it is just past 7:30. Ever since the abnormal buy orders, it's been 18 and a half hours since then. So it's been a long time. Well, a reasonable amount of time, we could say, ever since we last looked at here. So we'll give it another real quick refresh just to be sure with what we've got here. And Outer Planets Locker has gone over 31,000 sales. It was expected. I mean, we know all the context, and we shouldn't be surprised this has reached over 26,500. So now 26,674 plus. And remember, this is only the numbers of sales that we can see through people who allow themselves to be seen on scmm. You don't realise there's a whole bunch of private accounts out there. So, anyway, last night we had all of the abnormal skins come out, didn't we? We had the Dropbox, we had a locker, we had black gold pants and hoodie, we had the blacksmith's pickaxe and hatchet, we had the Aftermath garage door, and we also had the Pixel AK-47. But now we need to sit here and start thinking, is it probably a good idea to jump in and buy some of these? As in, how good is the buy order build up? Now, I'm just going to point out to you now, as you can see, look at this money disappear. Refresh! Well, where'd that money go? I've been making some purchases. So, I looked at this today. Right now, you can still go in store and buy this for $2.49. The highest buy order is $2.46. The buy order build up is looking very nice and strong. In fact, someone walked in earlier and did $2.34 at 25 quantity buy order. Guys, I expected a little bit more to be added, and I'm not surprised. Graffiti Dropbox, I bought 50 of them. I felt very confident to buy them. I've got a nice buy order down. I also bought some, and I'm happy to keep both the buy order and my purchases. But there's also one thing I should point out to you. So let me just quickly go over here. Oh, look at all those recoil cases. Ooh. That's not what we're here for. Graffiti. There we are. So I bought these a good 2 hours ago. Now I'm in a position where if I look at these drop boxes over the course of the next 2 days and I see they're being dumped, or if I see any problems where I might turn around and say, oh no, I don't think I want to keep these anymore, I can still just go to Steam support and say, hey, I made this recent purchase, can I refund it? And if it's within 48 hours of when I made that purchase, everything will be fine. Just don't unstack these. Now, to unstack things, you'd have to go in game on the account that you bought them on and open inventory, and it will unstack them. That could probably compromise whether or not Steam support would actually refund you. Basically, you can't tamper with this. You can't unstack them. You can't add more to them. You've got to leave them alone. So, luckily, I bought these on an account which I don't play Rust on, so all good. So that is the option. If things do look a bit worrisome, I can refund them. But I'm pretty confident. We've got 917 requests to buy. Yes, it might be a bit worrying that there's 26,674 sales so far. Graffiti Dropbox storage is now the highest selling graffiti storage out of the batch. Could that be problems? Well, some people have been asking me, is this oversaturation? It could be. It could be. But here's another thing that I want to point out to you. It's probably the most interesting looking design, and not everybody is going to be able to afford every single one of these. You know, a lot of people will try, but, you know, some people will probably only be able to buy one of them, or maybe two, maybe three. I'm assuming this is going to be the one that a lot of people will just buy a single of, or a few of. Dropbox storage was very in demand. So many people requested it. Obviously, it got pushed forward. Obviously, it's got the most sales now. I'm thinking it's going to be okay, but I am still a bit iffy about it. But I'm fine. I'm caring more about the long term. Like, I expect problems to appear during the short term always. I would always expect problems to potentially appear in the short term. But with this, I probably wouldn't sell them until post-Christmas time. You know, I've got, what, how long? 5 months? Yeah, I'm not going to let it worry me too much. If I end up in desperation and I need to sell something, I probably wouldn't sell these. I'd probably sell some CSGO skin or something. I'm different compared to you. So yes, you have to think about whether or not the amount you buy is perfectly fine, and you do have to worry about, is it going to suffer in the short term? How well is it even going to go with the long term? But when I see the likes of Neon Dropbox being the third highest selling Neon storage, I kind of have high hopes for this, and it does look very nice. I bought 50. I'm happy with the build builder. I'm happy with all the context. I'm keeping my build in it, and I've got 50. So, and as I said, if things start look a bit worrying, then I can just refund it. Just let me point out to you, don't go refunding so many things so quickly. You know, don't rely on it, because I'm pretty sure Steam support will just start turning around and say, you've done this far too much, we're not refunding you anymore. That could happen. Other than that, I also bought 30 of the black gold hoodies and 30 of the black gold pants. I feel like these are more likely to potentially go down in price, below its restore price for a while in the short term, but I see the strong spike potential. We are aware, the creator is considering making the tier 3 or the tier 2 armor. I think, well, he did mention tier 3 first, but then he made boots instead. Regardless, this is the first piece of clothing and armor to start the set with black gold. The first core piece. Yes, we've got all these wonderful weapons, I'm aware. But what matters most in terms of spike potential is the clothing and the armor. So we started off with the clothing, much like how Dragon Rage did. And when we see the other pieces of armor appear in the future, which I'm expecting, this should jump up in price. I'm expecting it. I'm confident. yeah, I'm fine. So here's the thing. I'm not like you. You are aware. I've got a lot of money to spend, and you know, I've been successful in other ways where I'm kind of printing Steam Wallet at the moment because I've got a very good buy order down on the recoil case. Basically, I was in a position where I had to spend money just to be able to continue selling things, aka keep selling these. And how many buy orders do I have left with these? A lot. I'm buying them and selling them for double the amount of money I bought them for. If you want to have a quick peek over that, well, there you go. So these are currently selling for £2.19, and I'm buying them for about 85 pennies, my currency. This is equal to $1. Now, if you're curious about all of this, I will be making a proper YouTube video all about that. But I just wanted to point out that I could easily just go ahead today and throw some money down, buy some of these out. You know, buy some of these out, buy some of these out. But with the confidence I see, based on all of the buy order build-ups, I was happy to buy into them. Because what I wanted to treat these purchases as is like a bond. I put my money towards this, and at a later date, when I really need to get some money, I sell these. And I should expect to get all my money back. Or profit. Profit's nice, we like that. So yes, I've put my money towards those two. This and this. That being the hoodie and the pants. But am I avoiding the Outer Planets locker? See, 31,000 sales. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over 32,000. There's a very good chance, with all the private accounts, there's probably 35,000. But then there's the context of, how likely are we going to see another locker skin anytime soon? Probably unlikely. With that, they could very easily go up in price. Sorry. But it's looking like oversaturation could very well. Oversaturation has happened. We will say that. But demand, it's hard to compare because it's not like people buying all of the Outer Planets as a set. It's not like the clothing stuff. It's yeah. So what we care more about in terms of this sort of oversaturation is has there been far too many bought compared to actual demand? I'm led to believe that yes, but as time goes on, and then when there's instances where there's loads more people playing, like Christmas time, it could very well be bought out again. Am I expecting another market crash to potentially happen from now to Christmas time? Yes. The Brazil major, the Brazil CSGO major. Yes. So everything you see at the moment could very likely go down in price. So now you're thinking, oh, he's opened my eyes to potential problems. Welcome to my head. So yes, whilst these look likely to have very nice spike potential, potentially in the short term, if we don't see the actual armour appearing in a Rust store, because if we see them in the workshop, yes, there might be an improved sense of interest. People might be buying these out then, true, yes, 100%. But they won't actually go up in price until the actual armour appears. So spike potential made me push to go towards these ones. I'm happy to have bought them. I'm happy to have bought this because I know I've seen the genuine demand push through. But this, it's juggling fate, Will Face Punch turn around and not add another locker skin throughout the rest of this year? I'm sitting here saying it's very likely that they don't. But can I really rely on it? And when you compare this to the second most bought lockers, that would be the Cargo Heli. Cargo Heli had 16,500 sales. That we can see. And remember, private accounts and whatnot. This has double. Almost double. Very likely it has double the amount. So, and when we saw the history of the Toxic Locker, remember this, Toxic Locker actually stayed at its price. Here we are. For a good, how long? For about 3 months, Toxic Locker was staying around the price it sold for in the Rust store. It didn't change much. That could very likely happen to the Outer Planets. So whilst it would hold on to its price, it might not budge. It might not go up. It might not go down. It just straight. But then it did go up in price because that happened. That Toxic Locker happened to come out just before offline TV era, late 2020 to early 2021, and then that was when loads of people were playing Rust. But we're not ever going to expect anything like that ever happening again. Could it happen again? Probably, but that's very unlikely. That came and went. That time was an anomaly. So we can't rely on something like that happening. So I've shown you that I've bought some of these and this. I'm now looking at these. As you can see here, I have to give it one more look. So, I am here. But more buy orders did appear last night. The lowest price is $2.72, but the overall sales so far, we've gone over 18,000 each. Okay. I feel like it's going to behave exactly like the Amber. I feel like Amber proved to be a nice investment, but it did take time for it to slowly gain up in price, We don't get many hatchets and pickaxe skins anymore. Like, they're not so frequent. I think we've had 4 pairs throughout this year. In all of 2022, we've had 4 pairs. 2022, 2022, 2022, yeah, 4 pairs right here. Amber's still up in price, even though we've gone through a market dip, a market crash. I'll buy them 20 each. Yeah, I'm fine. I reckon these will at least, at the bare minimum, hold their value. But when a great time appears again, much like post-Christmas, I could easily see these doubling or maybe even tripling in price. Remember, just because you, the tryhard, don't like it, doesn't mean the casual player doesn't like it. So it does look like there's a bit too much that have been bought. True, 100%. But it is special. It glows. And casual players are like moths. They like the glow. So I'll buy them. So I'm just going to hide you in the background. I mean, you can still hear me. I can't show you the details of my purchase. Alright, I did it. It's gone. I did it. I did it. I bought them. Yes. Show me my new purchases. Ta-da! So, I bought 20 of each. It's not a lot, but I think it's a reasonable amount. I'm not 100% behind it, but they definitely aren't super oversaturated. So, I reckon they should be fine. So I've got... How much money have I spent today? Ooh, I should have kept track. But I have kind of been keeping track because now, in my ever so lovely document, whenever a very, very big thing happens with me in my investments, much like the recall case, I have to keep track of everything. It's nice to keep track and see what I've made a profit on. So, yeah, this is just me. This isn't really much to do with you, but if I just put down... what was it called? Blacksmith Schmidt. I bought 20 times £1.99. No, £1.59. And then copy that. Do it again, but pickaxe, and that's it. There we go. It's nice to be organised, and it's nice to keep track of everything that would be a proper investment. So I might have spent quite a lot of money just today, but I know in the future I will see that money come back again as profit, I hope. I expect it will be profit. And tonight, well, I've got a lot of cases to sell. I'm not struggling, but this has definitely been a very, very nice, enjoyable week. Now we have to wait for the Rustore rotation. How long is that going to take? So yeah, this is taking advantage of the time we have available to then take a look and see how invested are these skins, how strong is it likely to be in the near future, how good is it potentially going to be in the long term. In the short term, I think Dropbox is going to be totally fine. You know, but you never know. Some private account might have several thousand of them, and they might dump 1,000 of them on the Steam market. But as of now, should be fine. And taking the extra time just to see how the Outer Planets locker might play out. We've already got some here at $2.26. You know, I'm still unsure if I want to buy any, but I think my buy order is totally fine. And you know what? I could just put down another buy order at a later date. You know, that could be fine. I could just turn around and do a $2 buy order. So I think I'm going to avoid buying these. Even though demand kind of looks very nice, you never know. One day someone could just dump a ton of them. And it has had loads of purchases. So that's that. I waited it out. Then I attacked. I felt a lot more confident to make my purchases today. And if I feel iffy, if over the course of the next 2 days, the next 48 hours, if these skins start looking really bad on the Steam market, if there's obvious dumping and whatnot, then I can refund them. So that's fine. And that's how you do it. I waited till the last minute. I saw how things are. I had a much better view to see how well these might do as an investment. Lots of people like to just jump in and buy them immediately, the very second they appear. Imagine all the people that jumped in and bought the Outer Planets locker the very second it appeared as an investment. It's not looking super profitable at the moment, is it? But it could very well jump up in price, you know. I just don't want to be throwing money around like crazy. I want to be smart with it. I'm trying to be smart with it. That's what I'm trying to do. But who knows what might happen over the course of the rest of this summer. What might happen when we reach post-Christmas. Graffiti set is definitely looking very nice. I'm pretty sure this was a perfectly fine investment. So thank you very much for watching all of that. I understand there was a lot of talking, there was a lot of explaining, there's a lot of stuff to introduce you to in terms of this strategy. But the smarter you are with your money, you know, the more confident you are with your purchases, your investments, and the less mistakes you make. Sound good? Cool. So, thank you very much. Hello there. So it's been almost 40 minutes since the Rust rotated, and look at these. So, Dropbox storage. There is 27 right here. I really hope we don't see major dumping happening, but I wouldn't, like I said before, the gun storage and the wood storage and the component storage, I wouldn't be surprised if people start buying these out and trying to pump the prices up. It's been happening a lot with graffiti storages recently. It could happen. I'm not going to rely on that. It's not a smart thing to rely on other people. Other people aren't very good. Outer planets, well, I ended up not buying into them in the end. I could have, but I didn't. I'm not sure if I'm going to regret it, or if I lucked out, or I was smart enough to luck out. Again, at the end of the day, I could just refresh my buy order, do a higher buy order. That's what I could do. But I could see some potential problems with this. Black gold pants and hoodie. Well, yeah. Let's see how these play out. Currently only $2.60, but you need to wait at least a week to see all of the skins become available. Remember, there is a 7-day cooldown when you buy a skin. A lot of people probably waited until the last minute, like me, to be able to buy their skins, and they're not going to be able to sell them until next week, until the 7-day cooldown has finished. Take that into consideration. Now, realistically speaking, I would say you can't really judge a skin's proper price until maybe about 2 weeks in. So I could probably go back here and go to June 30, and then I could judge all of these skin prices and say, you know what, this is how they're probably going to be now. Berserker's looking pretty nice, cool. Components, there we are, hey. So, yeah, I would say it's been more than enough time to judge all of these now. That's my usual approach. So, yeah, they're okay. They're not bad. We need to see how it plays out. We need to see if people just randomly decide, no, I'm going to buy all of these out. And then they do. The tools. I bought 20 of each. I thought, yeah, this would probably be alright. We'll see how it plays out. I am looking forward to seeing how these play out. Again, casual players. The tryhards might not want it, but the casuals will. Alright. Yep, very similar layout. But these are very weird to me. Right, this one in particular is weird to me. I don't know why or how this managed to get 20,000 sales. There has to be a reason why. And it has to be more than, oh, but it looks cool. Alright, fine, we'll roll with that. We'll roll with that. Maybe that's just the answer. It just happens to look pretty cool. But with the buy order build up, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts going down in price and gets very close to $1. That could be the likely fate. And the Pixel AK-47, the buy orders only go up to $1. I'm worried. Slowly, more and more will become marketable. Do you honestly think they're not going to dump them? I don't think it's going to last. I think it's going to go close to $1. I'll worry. So, that was this week that you see here. And over here, we have our new week. That we don't have pictures for some reason. Well, we can't even see them here. I forgot about that. So yeah, that's just a quick update to round it up. Now we have to just keep an eye on it. Remember, you have to monitor your buy orders. You have to monitor your investments. You've got to keep an eye on it. If you're very unsure with your purchase, remember, you can refund them. But you've got to keep an eye on the buy orders. You've got to keep an eye on the pricing of these skins on the market. Let's see how it plays out. Best of luck to you. And you can do this every single week. I do. So, yeah.